The Walt Disney Company allegedly follows the social media accounts of the very few conservatives who work for them. They'll kick out Gina Carano faster than Leslie Headland can find a job with Weinstein. But when it comes to being able to track the bad behavior of some, it seems like Disney just doesn't do their homework. Bo DiMaio, the showrunner of X-Men 97, now pictures floating out all over the internet, and we're wondering, how did Disney not know this guy was trouble? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are happy to have you here with us as we question the judgment of one Walt Disney, not the man, but the company. Jonas J. Campbell, investigative reporter for That Park Place, returns. Jonas, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a fan of mayo in general, so I'm excited to talk about my favorite condiment. Wait. No, I'm seeing here they were talking about DeMayo, as in Bo DeMayo. Never mind. I'm sorry, Pro. What are we talking about?
Folks, this went way off the rails really fast. All right. Well, let's get into it. This is out of comicbookmovie.com, and it has to do with Mr. DeMaio, who was he is a showrunner, or was a showrunner for X-Men 97, and he was let go because of some things that Midnight's Edge, Andre at Midnight's Edge, found this stuff on an account. Folks, you can read the text there. We're not going to say it because it will damage this video's visibility, but you can see the platform where the unsettling activity was apparently happening, and Midnight's Edge brought these images out. So we want to give all credit to them. But this video is not about that. It's not about that at all. We'll tell you. I mean, hang tight, folks. Strap in. No. Just sit tight. We'll get you there. Here we go.
Bro.
X-Men 97 showrunner Bo DiMaio may have been fired by Disney due to unsettling, creepy activity. Okay, this by Josh Wilding. More details have been revealed about what led to X-Men 97 showrunner Bo DiMaio's shock dismissal by Marvel Studios. By the way, happening the day before the premiere. Again, this video is not about that. Okay, here's what it's about, and we'll put this up, folks. If you want to read this, have at it. Great article. But Jonas, this is what we really want to talk about. Disney, apparently, they'll kick Gina Carano out in a second. They'll chase down conservatives. They'll hunt down those who are in the middle, right? But when it comes to folks like Bo DiMaio, who in the world allows this to happen? How do you have this kind of absolute cloud over your ability to figure out, hey, this guy's posting some stuff on OF that we really don't need associated with a children's cartoon? How did this get to this point, Jonas, before anybody at Disney went, whoa, wait a minute, stop this?
Well, I think this is probably a symptom of a larger problem that's been going on at the Walt Disney Company. Of course, we know all about the initiatives within the company that I run an entire channel over there that hoping to get back to one of these days, that talks about all of the odd things that they're putting in children's entertainment. And maybe the presence of all of those odd things, and I'm not just talking about somebody having a different generalized lifestyle, but I'm talking about some of the implications made in these shows. It makes you think that maybe the people making those shows don't have a well-adjusted view on relationships and how you relate to one another, and when people need to be keeping their clothes on.
Which is most of the time, by the way.
Yes. I would agree with that. Yes, most of the time, and for most of society, we would all appreciate it if you put on some clothes today.
You know, Jonas, it took a conviction for them to get Jonathan Majors out of there, and there were all kinds of people coming out saying, "Oh my gosh, the things that are happening." We've essentially found out in the past that apparently there were a lot of bots involved in getting rid of Gina Carano. Right? She didn't need a conviction, by the way. She just needed Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland to be mad at her. But this is the kind of stuff I want to show people. This is a message from Bo DiMaio, I believe, from last year. I just want people to know there's no way that Disney did not realize, hey, the guy with an OF account, that this guy was normal, that this was healthy, that this guy was a great ambassador. Just let me read this to you, Jonas. I don't know if you've seen this before. This
no, I have not seen this before.
From Bo DiMaio while he was being the showrunner. let's see if this is normal behavior. Well, guys, sad to say, period. Great grammar. This page will be going dark for a bit. Could be a week. Could be a year. I haven't slept. Advocation matters. What? Please connect these dots. I value fans' opinions, but the sheer amount of vitriol in the last 24 hours is truly taxing and actually risks working against what you're trying to do, as it's now closed off an access point because I have to protect myself. This guy's a nut.
Whoa.
I have said several times, those of you who have spoken respectfully, I promise you will be heard. There were many of you who got emotional and impassioned. I did too. It's an emotional topic. I apologized. It happens. You definitely heard. And here's where it gets. This is the guy in charge of shepherding and heralding in a children's cartoon, folks. But those who attacked my body, lifestyle, intelligence, or who call me a traitor over a leak I can't really discuss at the moment. I am not the typical person you see in this position with this sort of property. And when users start trying to report me or get me fired, it's disheartening. Now, just because I'm this race or that identity doesn't mean we'll always agree. We value individualism. Part of what I champion about representation is the individual's chance to finally tell their story in their voice. So if I don't particularly like the quiet council, it's not a litmus test, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all this apparently came out over some character in X-Men in the cartoon not being what particular alphabet groups wanted. Okay.
Okay. I'll say that the Sunspot, I do believe Sunspot. No, maybe I'm thinking of Sunfire.
Well, this isn't normal behavior for someone who's supposed to be at a level that they can be a showrunner.
And it's not acceptable punctuation for a person who writes for a living either.
Grief. This is like high school or middle school drama. This is someone who has not matured into adult status, at least in this area. And why Disney thought someone who was saying that they're going to go silent for a month or maybe even a year on their social media account over this kind of stuff. And this is the same person recasting your voice actors, right? So your legacy voice actors who made this possible. The entire reason you can do what you're doing is because of those voice actors, the people who worked on the show, and you put them in secondary and tertiary roles. And you come out and you chastise whoever these other people are, and you threaten to go silent for a month or a year. And the whole time you have inappropriate images that Midnight's Edge has brought out. Valiant Renegade had the images on the Renegade Online show Sunday evening.
I'm hoping they were censored.
They are. You'll enjoy the what is used as a censoring image. But the idea that you would be doing all of these things while at the same time he had to know, oh, I have very compromising images of myself floating around that will come out eventually. The chutzpah, Jonas. But again, how did Disney is supposed to vet these people. Disney is supposed to check in on these people. Folks at these kinds of levels are supposed to receive handlers who help them navigate. How did Disney have this kind of a blind spot?
I think that they got a little too high on the new ideology that is over there at the Walt Disney Company. And they decided that, well, since we're welcoming everything and there's a certain movement in the United States that, let's just say the parades have been a great indication of why people have been afraid to welcome them into children's entertainment. There's a certain way to have a parade, and let's just say that they decided they would rather move acceptance back 60 years by having the parade their way, or maybe this new ideological way, rather than just say, yeah, we're here. No, they're saying we're here and we're coming after you. And I would say that Bo DeMaio has not been a great example of that movement. The movement to just coexist. No. You can't have somebody posting those trying to, I guess, monetize. I don't know how that particular social media platform operates, but the idea that someone would be posting that kind of stuff and also be running a children's show, because X-Men 97 needs to be a children's show, because when it all comes down to it, I know that I step in it sometimes, but I'm going to say this: X-Men needs to be a children's property that teaches people larger lessons about the world and how it could be, not larger lessons about just what's messed up about the current world.
Well, you know how we know that we've stepped into clown world? It's because there was a time when this kind of stuff didn't happen, right? So Mr. Rogers, Jim Henson, Huff and Stuff, right? Or whatever the name of that thing was.
HR Puff and Stuff?
Yeah, Carol Spinney. These people didn't have places where they were, you know, unclothed for the world to see. Like this is a new phenomenon where we hire the folks that you would not let near your church or near your school to run your children's content. And you gotta be a moron if you were a corporation to allow this kind of stuff. I want to show you what the results of this are, okay? This is from that same article from comicbookmovie.com. Take a look at this, folks. Let's redefine, okay? So in X-Men, there are characters who their ability is that they can shape shift, right? So they can change their identity. So Mystique is the best example of that. Here's what they say. For me, the word non-binary is the same as the word shapeshifter. Every character that can change from one gender to another or from human to animal, that's just another word for shapeshifter for me. So they're going to such a length now, Jonas. No shock, you know, that we've got this guy who likes to go in the buff, right? He likes to feel the wind against himself, apparently, and take photos while he's doing so. He's the one leading the charge. And so now they're redefining shapeshifters now. All shapeshifters, non-binary, that means shapeshifter. You talk about some serious confusion. There's just going to be a lot of confusion. I'm already confused.
Right. And I'll also add that was a quote from the original creator of that character, who was one of the creators of the X-Men animated series back in the 90s, who said that this has become kind of a cliche already at this moment, taking all of these characters who are shapeshifters and making them do things that would be relegated to the back portion of the video rental store. This is just kind of gross and like Nightcrawler being his own father, or Nightcrawler's mother also being Nightcrawler's father, and jokes that were on shows like South Park back in the early 2000s. It just makes no sense to me.
Well, I mean, South Park now is germane compared to some of this stuff. So, sorry, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, you guys haven't kept up with the sensationalism that is just the normal entertainment industry now. They're going all out and doing all kinds of things that just make people scratch their heads. Again, folks, they will kick Gina Carano out in a second, but it takes leaked images apparently before they'll say, "Oh darn, that guy with the OF account running our X-Men children's cartoon. Just can't believe there's unsavory stuff in that OF account. Just can't believe it. Darn it! Who would have ever thought? Who could have ever believed it? Man, if only we'd had somebody watching that thing." Good grief, they got caught. They know it. Oh, well. All right, folks, one thing we'd love to have is for you to catch us with a like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithm, the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the topic, but keep it clean, keep it nice. And remember to be careful in what you say. Always speak in the most courteous way possible, but always also tell the truth. It's a priority here. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.